Okay, guys, by request, I'm doing a video for going over these computation quizzes, okay? And my basic strategy when I come up with one of these is first, I do the fractions. I know a lot of you struggle with fractions, so right now we're going to review it, but honestly, the fractions are the fastest ones to do, especially the ones where you multiply or divide fractions. So let's take a look at I'm going to do a quick scan to find the ones that involve multiplying or dividing fractions. Letter B does, okay? So dividing fractions. To divide fractions, first you set them up both as fractions. So 4 is really the same thing as 4 over 1, okay? 4 divided by 1 gives you 4. And to divide fractions, what you do is you keep, change, flip, right? So you keep the first fraction as the same. You change the second fraction. You flip it, actually you change the sign to a multiply, and you flip the second fraction upside down. So 7 over 1, okay? See how that works? So the division becomes multiplication, and the second fraction becomes its reciprocal, which is flipped. So instead of 1 over 7, now it's 7 over 1. And now I multiply. So multiplying fractions is super easy. You multiply the two numerators together, and you multiply the two denominators together. So 4 times 7 is 28. 1 times 1 is 1. I'm done. Okay, now I just did that step by step. In reality, with a little bit of practice, guys, this problem right here took me literally like half a second. I just looked at it and knew the answer. Okay, take a look at, let's the next one. D, all right, I'm multiplying two fractions. 9 is the same as 9 over 1. And I just multiply. And especially with this computation quiz, you don't have to simplify your answers. So as soon as you're done, right? And I multiply my two numerators together. 9 times 3, 27. 1 times 10, 10. I'm done. Go on to the next problem. See, even with, just multiplication is super fast with fractions. I'm going to go on to the next fraction. Here's one right here, I. All right, I'm going to divide fractions. So again, you're going to keep, change, flip. So the first one stays the same. The sign changes from division into multiplication, and your second fraction gets flipped upside down. And now you multiply straight across. 3 times 3, 9. 5 times 1, 5. You're done. 9/5. Okay. Subtraction is not so bad, but I'm going to go on and see if I have any more multiplication or division ones. Let's see. Okay, V. All right. Multiplying. Multiply straight across. 1 times 3, 3. 2 times 4, 8. Done. Okay. All right. I'm going to go through now. I said we'll do addition. Addition's the next easiest one. Addition of either fractions or problems. Now, I know you guys should know how to add these things together. All right. And I'll just do this one as a sample problem, but you should know how to do this. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 9 plus 1 is plus 0 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Done. All right. So those are pretty easy too. So after I do the multiplying and the dividing fractions, my next one to go on to is anything with addition. So I would do C. Excuse me. I would do E. I would do. I'm going to skip those right now because you know how to do those. And then it looks like N. Okay. So I'm adding. So the first thing I see is my denominators are the same. This is really easy when your fractions have the same denominator. When your fractions have the same denominator, I'm going to add these two together first. 4 plus 9, right? The integer part, right? 4 plus 9 is 13. Okay. The denominator in this case, 4/5 plus 2/5. The denominator is already 5. And in order to add or subtract fractions, you have to have the same common denominator, all right? In this case, they already are. So my answer is going to be something over 5. What's the numerator? Well, you add the numerators together. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Notice, this isn't a very good-looking fraction. It's mixed, and this one's improper, but you know what? For this computation quiz, who cares? This is a correct answer. Leave it. Go on to the next problem. Okay. So I'll go on my next one. Looks like Q. I'm adding fractions. All right. In this case, the denominators are not the same. But I'm going to add my two integer parts. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now I got to do this 1/5 plus 17/20. All right, so let's take a look here. Okay, I need common denominators. I need the denominators to be the same. So I'm going to look for something that they both of these numbers go into, and they both go into 20, right? 5 goes into 20, and 20 goes into 20. So I'm going to convert this one into something over 20. And this one already is 20. It's 17 over 20, right? So 1/5 is how many 20ths? Well, what do you have to multiply the 5 by in order to get to 20? You have to make this one times 4. So whatever that number is, in this case it's times 4, you're going to multiply the numerator by the same thing. So 1 times 4 gives me 4. Okay? So now I'm left with my integer part is 8, 3 plus 5. My fractional part is 4/20 plus 17/20. 4 plus 17 is 21. So my answer will be 8 and 21/20. Done. All right, it's an ugly number, but you know what? It doesn't matter. As long as it's correct, you're good. You're golden on the computation quizzes, right? Next one, R. All right, we just did this. Very much similar to it, right? In fact, I could use information. I know that 1/5 is 4/20. So this question is really 19/20 plus 4/20, which is 23/20. Done. Next one. All right. Here's another addition one. I would do U. In fact, I'll just run through that real quick. .202. Okay. The next one I would do is I'm also on the lookout. Let's see. I don't want to do too much. I'll do the next couple of videos with subtraction and division. I'll do that in a separate video here. Okay. But this was just addition. So, and multiplying. Notice the multiplying of numbers, of non-fractions, of decimals like this one and G. I'm not going to do, actually, I'm sorry, H. I'm not going to do those yet because they just take a long time. I'm going to do those if I get to them, but probably not. All right, so the first thing I do is multiplying fractions and dividing fractions. That's the first thing I do. After I'm done with those, I do adding, either integers, integers or decimals or fractions. Okay. Next video, we'll go on to what I do next.